What's up, everybody? Welcome to another live time with Alec, bypassed deep dive, episode 14. Today, we're going to go down a little fun trip on memory lane. And this is for all you local in-market mortgage professionals who go out in the streets every day, kiss babies, meet realtors, prospect for new relationships. Man, and if you're brand new to the business, I'm going to give you a life hack today you're going to live with. Did you know there are only 5 possible ways a realtor is going to tell you no? Meaning, no, they don't want to work with you. No, they don't want to hang out with you. No, they don't want to give you business, etc. It is the truth. So let's talk about it. Play the clip. Did you know there's only 5 ways a realtor tell you no to avoid doing business with you? Welcome to hashtag bypassed. Number 1, I've got a guy. This is vague, but it could mean they... Did you know there's only 5 ways a realtor tell you no to avoid doing business with you? Welcome to hashtag bypassed. Number 1, I've got a guy. This is vague, but it could mean they actually have somebody they trust already. Or they're just blowing you off because they don't know you. I use my in-house lender. They're saying I already have a simple system provided for me. Or they're just blowing you off because they don't know you. I don't refer lenders. This might be true. They actually might have been burned by lenders in the past. Or they're just blowing you off because they don't know you. No. At least it was straightforward. Definitely blowing you off because they don't know you. I don't like your face. Okay, to be honest, nobody's ever said that to me before. But come on, not everybody's going to like you. It's just a fact. It's okay. Or they're just blowing you off because they don't know you. How do you overcome the no's? Focus on building relationships. Be consistent, be human, and show up. Want to know more? Well, this is one in a series. So follow whatever platform you're watching this, and it'll make sure you don't get... There it is. There it is. The 5 ways. The only 5 ways somebody says realtors say no to you out in the field. So let's just break this down, because I learned this from physical experience, my friend. So this is not like something made up. This is actually how it works in building relationships. You walk in to visit a realtor all day long, and you're going to get 5 excuses in a variety of ways. And I'm going to pull them up on my screen here so we can talk about them. All right. So here's the number 1 excuse that you're going to hear when you walk in and talk to a realtor, try to earn their business, try to build relationships, what they're going to do. They're going to say things like this. Number 1, I got a guy. Now, what? Of course they have a mortgage professional they refer to. If they're worth their damn salt as a realtor, of course they have someone they refer to. They better. Are you kidding? Like a customer would come to them and they say, who should I recommend for lending? And they're like, I don't care. Go to your bank. No realtor that's good at all, ever in the history of realtors would ever say, that they don't have anybody. They say, I got a guy. Of course they do. So let me ask you, how do you respond? It's funny, as we go through the story here, and if they say these 5 answers to you, how do you respond? Because this is crucially important to your business. It should be scripted. It should naturally flow out of your mouth. Of course they got a guy. So what do you say? Do you say something like, that's fantastic, of course you do. I'm just here to be a backup if they can't get a hold of them, they're on vacation, I just love to build relationships, you get to know me over time. What do you say to somebody who says, I've got a guy? All right, that's number 1. Number 2 is, I use my in-house lender. You're going to hear this all day long. Now, the theme of this whole thing, by the way, if you just watch the clip, if you're paying attention, is all they're saying to you really in any of these 5 things is, hey, Alec, I just don't know you very well, man. And you're making me feel uncomfortable because you're trying to ask for business and you're prospecting me and I don't really like it. So I'm just going to say something to kind of politely blow you off, get you out of here so you don't just continue to bother me. That's what they're saying, my friends. But when they say something like, I use the in-house lender, what does that really mean? Well, that means, number 1, they could be using the in-house lender. There are in-house lenders for real estate companies. Hello, have you walked into one before? There's usually a lender sitting in the corner like, what's up? Because they brought them in through a marketing services agreement, or maybe they have a joint venture if they're really big. It doesn't matter, but they usually have somebody that they're tied to. And the broker owner says, look, you got to use my mortgage guy. I give you a huge split. I give you most of the commission on the deal. You pay me very little, but you got to use my mortgage guy. That's how I keep the lights on in our building. And some realtors do that. So again, when they say I use an in-house lender, what do you say? What are you prepared to say? Of course you do. Because underneath that, the real truth is that maybe they're just saying that because they don't know you and they're blowing you off. All right, the third one, I don't refer lenders. Now, in my experience, I only had one situation where this authentically was real. And I mean this, and so most of the time this is a blow-off thing. I don't refer. What? How many realtors do you know that are total badasses in the market that are not A-type controlling maniacs? They're just like lenders like us. They want to control, they want to have their hands around everything. So to say they don't refer and to let go of that mortgage process that could derail the entire thing, no. They're going to want to send it to their person who they trust, who they have a relationship with, they have accountability with. And so the ones that say they don't refer are just blowing you off. But I actually met with a team of people and realtors that were operating as kind of a group. And I sat down with them and they said, look, Alec, you're a good dude. We'll sit down with you. We'll have a meeting. And they explained to me why they don't refer. And literally they were explaining from a past experience of being burned by referring to a lender, because if you refer somebody, they're a direct extension of you now. They represent you now. You said, use Alec, and they called me. And if I screw up, they're like, you told me to use this guy and he's terrible. Direct connection. But this team said, we just don't do it. Here's what happened. We used to send them to this person. This person would blow the deal up. They'd come back to me and they'd yell at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought he was good and I referred him out and he wasn't good. So there can be trust issues underneath this. The fact that they don't refer to somebody or don't refer to you specifically is because they don't trust. They've been hurt. They've been burned. You got to give somebody space there. But normally the reason they're saying this is because they don't know you. They don't want you to bother them. Okay. This also, my favorite on this one too, is I don't refer lenders. You're going to hear it from listing agents. Oh my gosh. All day long. You walk into open houses, listing agent goes, no, I don't represent buyers. I don't refer because I don't buyers. Are you kidding? Are you joking? This is hysterical. Listing agents, by the way, are some of the most A-type controlling people in the world. And all you have to do is to pull the data on them and realize that they're double dipping houses like crazy. Are you kidding? Pull up their percentage and go, 15% of your deals last year, you double dipped. So you clearly referred a lender to the deals you double dipped on. Hello? And pro tip for you, I'm going to spend 2 minutes on this because it's important. If you are not prospecting listing agents to build relationships, to get to know you and them, and to deepen and create that foundation, you are blowing it. 2020, right now, you should know this. Listing agents control massive amounts of influence. Are you kidding? In this market where inventory is so insane and they're walking 6 offers up to their seller to say, here's the 6 offers we have, which one should we take? And the seller looks at the listing agent and goes, you tell me which one we should take. Are you kidding? You see what the power that listing agent has to go, you know what, take this one because Alec Hansen's on it. He's a lender. They offered a little bit less than this place, but I know this deal is going to close fast, and that's your goal. I've known this guy. I've worked with him for 10 years. He's an incredible lender, and this deal is going to close. Why aren't you got to prospect listing agents. And when they tell you they don't refer realtors, lenders, just know they're lying. They don't know you well enough yet. Now, when you do ask people if they would use you or who they refer to, or if they have a lender they prefer, and they just say no to you, like, no, I don't know. They don't even give you the excuse. Like, I've actually had realtors, no joke, walk into a broker preview, sit down with them for a meeting, and they go, oh yeah, I got a guy, use my in-house lender, and I'm a listing agent, so I don't really refer. Like, you used all 3 in one. It's amazing. Which one was it? Because those are 3 different things. It's insane, but this is the truth, and this is what happens. They're just telling you they don't know you. Now, the 5th one's a joke, except that it's not. The one that I don't like your face. That I don't like your face. Okay, so can we just be honest for 1 second here? Just bring the mic close. Just have a moment together. Look, not everyone's going to like you. I know that sucks to hear. By the way, the reason I know that is because not everybody likes me, which is shocking. But like, we have to understand that there are people that are a cup of tea and there are people that are not. Is that fair? I mean, you see people and you're like, I like this person. You see people and they're like, I'm not, everything you're about, I'm not into at all. We don't have to make this like a hate thing but we just have to recognize that there are some things we like in the world and there are some things we don't. So there's going to be some great agents out there who just don't vibe with you, man. That's okay. That's the I don't like your face thing. That's fine. You're going to get over it. And that doesn't mean they have to be jerks about it. Some might be jerks about it. It's part of the game. They're definitely not worth your time. But most are not. Most just go, you know what? I just don't vibe with you, man. Like you just feel it when you walk in there. They're always like, oh, Alec, why are you here again? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know why I'm here, because clearly this is not working. So I'm going to go over here now. And that's just fine. That's fine. But the core of all this, the I've got a guy, the I use my in-house lender, the I don't refer, the no guy, or the I don't like you person, all those things, what they really are saying is, hey, you're coming into my space, you're asking me who I use, you're asking me if I have a lender that I like, and you're making me uncomfortable because I don't know you. We don't know each other. I have no trust with you. You've shown me no levels of consistency. And so I'm just going to blow you off in normally a polite, nice way by giving you some excuse on why we're not going to work together. But this is it. This is what they say in the beginning. And if you're a brand new loan officer and you're prospecting agents, this is what you're going to hear over and over again. And you should easily be able to spit back your response to somebody who says, I've got a guy. I use my in-house lender. I don't refer. I'm a listing agent. No, don't talk to me. You're going to have a normal response. But when you realize that this is almost a game, and this is a relationship building game, not a sales game. You're not in there to close some agent. You're not in there because some flyer and program is going to blow their mind and now they're going to refer only to you. That's just not how the world works. Your job is to build relationship over time, to show up consistently so they realize you're somebody that they can trust, that works hard, that's present, that's responsive. And those building blocks develop a relationship of trust, a relationship where they can be confident in referring you a customer, a relationship where they can know you and know you're going to return your calls, take calls, be responsive. And so when they give you their excuse, know it's an excuse. Know that they just don't know you yet. Know that they just don't have the trust with you yet. And realize that it's not about the fact, well, they already got a guy, so I should never stop talking to the realtor that tells you they got a guy. First of all, we went over this. They obviously should. If they're a good realtor, they of course have someone they refer to. But can you imagine what realtor is going to show you walk into to meet a realtor at an open house? Hey, Alec Hansen, Loan Depot, nice to meet you. And they go, Alec, good to see you. But I use Johnny Bravo over here at this company. Great, of course. And I've used him for 20 years. He's amazing. Oh yeah, no, Johnny. I use him for my financing. What? They're never going to tell you, oh yeah, I have a guy, but he's terrible right now. He's never returning calls. And I'm glad you walked in here. Thank God. Because, we haven't met before, but my guy is just not calling back. And you walked in here for the first time ever. So can I just use you now as my partner? Like, what world are we living on that we think that's even remotely a possibility? It's never going to happen like that. What's going to happen? They always show a position of strength. They never say, my current lender is never calling me back. I hate them right now. They don't say that stuff. That's in here. That's inside thoughts. So they tell you, I got a guy. Okay. I'll give you one story and I'll let you run. I tell this story often because it's universally true in all of your situations in prospecting agents. You never know what's going on under the water. I was prospecting a massive agent and I kept showing up at open houses and showing up at broker previews and calling for appointments. And he'd be telling me, nah, I'm busy. And I'd be like, no problem. He'd be telling me I've got my loan officer. I've worked with him for 2 years. Great. Got it. Totally got it. And one day, out of the blue, after 6 months of walking up and going to open houses and going to previews and meeting this person again and again and saying hi, offering to bring flyers and being told no because they got a guy who brings flyers. On a Saturday, I will never forget this. I'm sitting in a movie theater. My phone rings and it's Don, it's the agent. And of course I have him programmed into my phone. And so I see it ring and I'm like, oh, what the hell? And I run out of the movie theater with my phone. And as soon as I get out and I answer the phone and I go, Don, how's it going? How's your Saturday? And he goes, Alec, great. Hey, look, I'm sitting here on speakerphone. You're on speakerphone. And I'm sitting here live with the Johnsons. They want to put an offer out in a house today. I'm wondering if you have time to give them a pre-qualification. Don, can you give me 15 minutes to get to a computer? Absolutely, Alec. I'll call you back in 15 minutes. Get in my car, burn it on home, get back, pre-qual these people because here's what happens. I didn't know this, but his lender wasn't available. His lender hadn't been calling back. On the weekend when he was trying to make a deal happen, that lender was so entitled to that business, they weren't calling Don back. They didn't answer the phone. Guess who did? My friends, that's the game. No matter what excuse anybody tells you and why we're going to use you, you don't know what's going on in the water. Keep showing up, keep building relationships, and you'll break through. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you on the internet.